All right, here we go. Get bigger. Who's dancing with me? If you're not, you're missing out. Little activity for some movement. Some boogie in your oogie. Yay, yay, yay. Hello and welcome. I am certified personal trainer Mary Beth Rockwell. I don't know what was up with my dancing today. I tried. Welcome to the Next Fitness Show, coming to you courtesy of the Next Fitness Thing. And I, of course, want to shout out and say hello and thank you to amazing Alexis, who is along for the ride as well. CEO, also trainer, also yoga instructor, also good egg, as I like to say. Alexis, say hey.
Hello.
Hey, hey, all right. We have once again a jam-packed show. For those of you who were expecting Fernando to be on the show today, he had a scheduling conflict, so we're going to try to have him back on a future show. Thank you for your understanding there. But we love to have Fernando on, so he's going to be back. For today's show, Alexis and I are going to be holding down the fort, the two of us, and we are going to be talking about foam rolling, what you need to know about it, how to do it right. We're going to be talking about fitness snacks, not what goes into your mouth, but what comes from your body as far as fitness snacks goes. We got a stretch of the week. We've got a move of the week. We're going to have a bunch of announcements about what things that are coming. We're going to have our Freebie Friday winner from this past week's Walk With Us classes on this YouTube channel with Natalie. And time permitting, a little bit of food talk at the end. Yay, we love food talk. So please, of course, if you have not done so yet, you know what I'm going to ask, right? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for doing that. Every subscription helps us grow, and we appreciate every little ounce of help that we can get in that department. If you're with us live, glad you took the time out of your busy day to join us. We go live every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, but of course, we're on the recording as well. So for those of you who are watching there, thank you for joining us too. And feel free to chat away. We got Julie in the chat, we got Erin in the chat, and Natalie all say hi. So hello, hello, hello. Julie, Erin, and Natalie. Awesome. So team leader Natalie, we're going to be hearing from later as well, by the way. So, and then of course, if you are looking for a place to work out, but you haven't found your workout home yet, come with us because we will provide you a home and a roof over your head. So thenextfitnessthing.com is where you go. That is our website, the clearinghouse for all things TNFT. Erin says, I love foam rolling. Yes, I love that answer. And then what else? And our Facebook group is open for business 24/7 as well. That is facebook.com/group/app/ the next fitness thing. Take two. Let me do that again. Hi, I'm live. How are you? Facebook.com/groups/ the next fitness thing. There, got it out. Okay, Alexis, are you ready to join me? And we're going to have a little chat about the trainer tip this week, which is, I love your hair, Alexis. That color looks awesome on you. Thank you. We're going to talk about foam rolling. So if you have not done foam rolling, maybe this is a good opportunity to find out why maybe you should be doing foam rolling. And if you are foam rolling, but you're not really quite sure about how to do it the right way, hopefully we're going to clear some of that up a little bit. So we are going to chat foam rolling. I happen to have a handy dandy foam roller right here. So this is a small compact one. There are all kinds of different foam rollers. Softer is better for you to go if you're just starting out and you want some gentle pressure. A little firmer roller like this one's pretty firm, would provide a little more contact with what you're trying to massage out. And basically the reason that we foam roll, and I'm going to say thanks to the National Academy of Sports Medicine for providing a lot of information about this. This is real sciencey stuff that we're going to bring you here. So it's used for two reasons. You also may know about it as self-myofascial release. That's the technical term for it, but foam rolling for short. Number one, it affects your local myofascial tissue dysfunction. I said we were going to get a little sciencey. So there is a covering of fascia all over your body, all over your muscles, and that fascia can get really, really tight. And this can help you alleviate some of that tightness. Maybe not this one, maybe another different roller, maybe a long roller, maybe a tennis ball, whatever you want to use. We're going to talk about that. And then the second reason is it actually influences your autonomic nervous system. So it has a dual effect on not only just the localized tissue, but your whole body as well, as far as your nervous system. So Alexis, I'm going to let you chime in here if you have anything you'd like to bring on to the foam rolling discussion first before we go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, foam rolling is something, it's like, I feel like people love it or they hate it.
Right.
And I mean, most trainers that I know love it. I mean, it's kind of like this opportunity to allow for us to have a sense of release of the muscles. Um, and even experts that I've been like, I knew we were going to talk about this today, so I was kind of like checking it out. And even there's, a lot of back and forth and discussion in this industry right now, and also in physical therapy and all of those things about, what is foam rolling really doing? So I just think it's really awesome to talk about this and to bring it to the table.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And it is definitely there's an acquired taste, acquired skill at first when you start foam rolling. So, one thing that we hear a lot about is it kind of hurts to foam roll. Ideally, you don't want it to hurt. So, number one, I'm going to say again, if you're using a hard surface to roll on, you probably want something with a little bit more give to it that's going to be more forgiving and not so much pressure on whatever you're trying to massage out here. And by the way, I have a massage therapist that I see every single week. This is the other 6 days of the week. And it really, really helps me out with all of my bodily dysfunction that I'm working through. The amount of pressure that is exerted by your foam roller is a product of its diameter. Hello, hello, and its density. So that's the firmness. And then a smaller roller versus a bigger roller that can make a difference as well. And there is a study that has shown that soft to moderate rollers may achieve better overall results. The researchers found, and again, this is from NASM, that the harder rollers increased the perception of pain with only minimal increases in mobility. So it's like pounding on yourself unnecessarily in that case. So if you're finding that you're using a harder roller, but it's just not feeling right to you, try something softer. That would be my guess. Julie says she hates it. Julie, we know we've had this conversation with you and we get it. It's not necessarily for you, but thank you for bearing with our discussion. We appreciate that. And then also the length of time that you are on the roller makes a difference as well. And NASM suggests that you spend at least 30 seconds massaging out the part of your body that you're trying to do. So, for example, I do a lot of my hips and I do a lot of my shoulders. One thing I do want to recommend really quickly is do not roll on bony things. So, you don't want to roll like on your shoulder joint, on your knee joint. You don't want to put a roller like perpendicular to your spine necessarily because you could put too much pressure on like discs, sensitive discs in there. You can, however, you can use a roller like parallel with your spine so it distributes the weight evenly down the leg. I do that every single day and it feels so good to help open up my spine. But at least 30 seconds to hold because it doesn't happen automatically that signal from your brain to your fascia to just chill the heck out. It doesn't happen right away. It takes a minimum of 30 seconds. So if you're just spending 5 seconds, 10 seconds, like, that's not enough. Or, oh, I got enough. Spend some more time there. Hang out. Sit a spell. All right, Alexis, I see you nodding. Wait, what's on your mind on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few things just as far as the actual execution of foam rolling that people are confused about that would be a good thing for us to talk about. The
Yeah, for
way,
sure.
like the way that you get results on this is not actually the rolling action. The rolling action is not that important, really. You're just rolling around to figure out the place that needs the pressure. So
Exactly. Yeah.
you're really only rolling up and down a few times or whatever you need to be like, oh, right here, this is the spot. And when you find that spot, then you stay on that spot because the way
Uh-huh.
that it works is that you keep the pressure on that location, at least for muscles, because there's different things going on. You could be foam rolling muscles and you could be foam rolling fascia, and those are two different things. But
Right.
if you're foam rolling for muscular release, then it's really about the pressure on the muscle and you have to hold that. That's why NASM is saying 30 seconds, right? And my
Hmm.
understanding, and I mean, I did not just look this up, but my understanding is that the older you get, the longer you may have to hold it for that to actually work. So just saying, it might take longer than 30 seconds, and you usually do feel the release. Like you can feel it when it kind of, it's almost like when you're getting the massage, it's the same sensation. It's like you feel it when it's been gripping, 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 and then it kind of goes, oh, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, there it
Here's what
is.
I love to do that blows people's minds. I've done this with a couple of training clients just in the last couple of weeks. If you were to, for example, the length of the roller down the length of your spine. Now, this is a short roller for me to do this with, but you would ideally want a roller that you can rest your head on to support your neck that runs all the way
Yeah.
down to your tailbone. I have one of these. It's in another room. I'm not going to go grab it. But if you were to do like a compare and contrast, so lie on your back on the floor without your roller. And then just notice the touch points on your shoulders, on your spine, on your hips. If you have a pronounced lumbar curve, for example, how do your legs feel? Do your backs of your thighs hit the floor, or are they elevated off the floor? Just notice where your body naturally goes. Do some foam rolling just down the length of your spine, like gentle rock, nice and easy side to side. So it's kind of like this, but you're on your back doing it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then redo that thing lying on your back on the floor. And you're going to notice you feel so much more in contact with the floor, so much more relaxed. Your lumbar curve may decrease. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really is. So I just
Right.
had to stand up and move. No, I'm
Totally. The
kidding.
places that I always recommend the most with this, calves are huge. A lot of
Mhm.
people suggest you start at the bottom of your body and work your way up, although I don't think there's really rules. Calves, quads,
My quads. Oh my gosh, I roll my quads all the dang time. I
fronts
have
of
to.
your
Yeah.
thighs, in case you know, I don't want to be like an
Yeah.
anatomy stuff. Fronts of your thighs, not your knees, fronts of your thighs.
No knees.
Um, your glutes and your hip flexors. So your hip flexor is kind of like in the crease between your leg and your torso, and then the outside corner of your glute, like that is the hot spot. Your back, like what Mary Beth has been describing, is awesome one. And then the
Oh my
other one
gosh,
is
yeah.
your lats, and people don't really think of that one, but to do like under your armpit, right in that spot, for that, it's so intense for me. I basically just have to just sort of rest there and not put that much pressure. But the beauty of that one is you can kind of sit on the floor, so you don't have to put so much weight on it. And I just want to
Right.
mention one more thing before we end the segment is like, okay, if foam rolling is so intense for you for a couple reasons. One, it might just be like too sensation intense. Two, you might feel like it's too hard to hold yourself up to be able to do the thing because that's totally a thing. Like if you're
Hmm.
trying to do your calves, you have to be able to do the reverse tabletop position to get into that position, and that's hard. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it can
can be
be.
for some people for sure. So a couple ideas. One, you can use it like a stick. So it's basically a rolling pin that you would use to make cookies. So if you have a rolling pin, you could use that, or you
Yep.
can get the fitness version that's probably a plastic rolling pin. It's the exact same thing. So feel free to use something like that. And the other thing that you can do is do it again, and the exact same thing you would do on the floor, do on the wall. And
I
then
was
you're
going to say that. Yep.
leaning on it instead of putting your body weight on the ground. And so that is more gentle generally, and it's not, so it might be more accessible or less painful.
Right. So two more things before we wrap this really quickly. Start with light pressure. If you're just starting out, ease off your pressure. You might be holding up some of your body weight, a little extra body weight off the roller to decrease that pressure. And then the other thing is build up as you get used to the foam rolling is the second half of that. But then also, if it hurts to get right on your tight spot, do it slightly off to the side. Do it slightly just on the
That's a good
edge of
idea.
it, because that
Yeah.
can help too, because you're not putting it right on that like tender spot. So we
And
could talk all
Erin's in the
day.
chat right now saying she loves the vibrating foam roller, and I do too. I have like the
Ah,
ball. My mom gave it to me. It's like vibrating. Oh my gosh, that thing is so awesome.
I
And you
do
don't have
not
to
have a
put that much
vibrating one, but
pressure.
yeah, so that's true. That's true. So thank you. Yeah, Erin to Julie, try the vibrating foam roller. Maybe that'll make a difference for you, Julie. So, okay, that is a wrap on our trainer tip for this week. We could talk all day about this. I know Alexis and I both could, but if you have any questions about that, the mailbag is open. So the TNFT mailbag, you can send us questions in there, maybe about foam rolling, maybe about something entirely different. We are going to have a mailbag question coming up a little bit later on, but I just wanted to shout that out there because we need to move on. But we do have a mid-show stretch break. So here's another thing. If you foam roll, you may find that if you foam roll before you stretch, you are going to have bigger range of motion when you stretch, and it's not going to feel as intense and as tight and restricted. So our stretch break this week happens to be for especially those of us who are rounded over things, whether it's a computer or a desk or a steering wheel or whatever the case may be, a phone that's down here rather than up here. We got a chest stretch for you. Oh, who let her in? Jeez. Okay. So this is my chest stretch. Now, keep in mind, I am hypermobile, which means I'm very flexible. So if you are not so flexible, for example, if this back bend does not work for you, don't do it. All right. But first, stand up nice and tall. You've got a solid foundation with your feet about hip width apart underneath you. Clasp your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and then gently lift away from your butt. Now, again, I can lift pretty high because my body's put together that way. You may only be able to get like an inch away from your butt. That's okay. Go where you can go. Don't force it. Be nice to yourself. And I like to add in the back bend because it's just a little extra opportunity to open up through your chest. I hope you're doing this with us, by the way, those of you who are watching. We always invite you to like audience participation here. And I'm looking up, but be nice to your neck if you're doing that as well. You don't want to like crane your neck into an uncomfortable position. This is what felt good for me on this day. So that's what shows up in the video when I shot it.
And
Alexis,
make sure
thoughts?
you switch sides.
Yeah, switch your hands. Yeah, switch the
Yes.
placement of your hands. Right. So I
I
was just like,
wasn't
wait a minute, this
kidding.
is
I really meant it.
I see where you're going. I was slow on the uptake, but I did get there. So yeah, try it with the opposite because we tend to go the same position all the time with like which way we interlace our fingers when we could do that. So yes, switch the grip. So it feels a little funky at first, but it helps you get more symmetrical, even stretch out of this. So please take copious advantage of your chest stretch whenever you can. Get up from your desk if you can. If you're seated for a long time, stand up, little open chest, nice, and breathe when you're stretching as well. Very important. You're always breathing too. Alexis, anything else there?
Uh, The only, whoops. Okay, there we go. I got
We
it.
gotcha.
The
All
only
good.
other thing that I would say with that, I think that you really covered it and did a great job. The only other thing I would say is as you progress with that one, you can work on getting your palms completely together, and that may or may not be available to you. And in yoga, that's totally a thing. So
Mhm.
just play with it of is it possible for you to bring your palms in toward one another and see what's real?
Yeah, just for context, years and years ago, I took a yoga class, and it was like at one point we partnered up in the yoga class, and the object was to help your partner be able to touch their fingertips together behind you. And I just went like this, and my partner says, "Well, what am I supposed to do now? I don't have anything to do. That's just where my body goes." So, but everybody's different, of course. You do you, as we like to say. So we're moving on now. We now have a second fitness discussion. This is coming from our TNFS mailbag. And again, please send your questions in to TNFT at thenextfitnessthing.com. Today's question is, what are fitness snacks? Not the kind that you eat, but pertaining to short bouts of exercise. This has become quite the phenomenon over the past few years. So people think that, oh, I don't have a half hour, an hour every day. Oh, I might as well not work out at all because I can't devote a long period of time to it. But fitness snacks are little, pardon the phrase, digestible chunks of exercise that you can squeeze in little pockets of time over the course of your day. And of course, Alexis, come on in here when you're ready to chime in. But it can be really, really short. If you've got like 5 minutes, if you've got 2 minutes, the ticket is if you really want to get the most out of these little fitness snacks that you might squeeze in over the course of the day, you got to go at it pretty hard to really make it add up. I mean, within reason for your body, of course, but you can't just go like, I'm going to do 3 2-minute bursts a day and just go for a nice easy walk and expect that to equal doing like a half hour or hour long workout. It's not quite that way. But Alexis, go ahead and jump
I
in with
mean,
your
to
fitness snack
me, the
ideas.
biggest thing with this is just like everything counts, right?
It all adds up
So
for sure. Yeah.
it's like your fitness snack might be taking the stairs instead of the escalator.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what it is, do it. Totally do it, right?
Yeah.
You could just do little things where even if it's just in the actual part of your day where you're just choosing to do the physical activity instead of not kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say doing a little workout here or there really helps. My mom always likes to talk about doing squats when she brushes her teeth. So I feel like that would be a good
Awesome.
thing to mention. I mean, So if you can fit it into your routine, I do think that that is awesome also. And I would just say I agree with you though that if you want to get results from fitness snacks faster, like
Right.
increasing the intensity will help. I don't
For
want to
sure.
discourage anyone from doing a lower or moderate intensity fitness snack because
Absolutely not my
anything is
intention.
going to
Right.
count here. Do it. But like, if you can get a little sprint in or a
Some high
Tabata.
knees
Mm-hmm.
or jacks or
Right.
yeah.
And it could be cardio, like you could do a little sprint, or you could be something strength where, for me, whenever I'm in the garage, I'm like, okay, I'm going to lift the car batteries that are sitting in the corner. Like, they're pretty heavy. It's
Yeah.
definitely a deadlift. And I mean, that's like even for me, the pull-up bar. I have the pull-up bar sitting in the door that goes to the pantry so that every time I go into the pantry, I do one at least jumping pull-up every time I go into the pantry. Um, so it can be very intentional. Like I have 5 minutes right here and I am going to do a workout, but it could also be something more casual, just like choosing a little extra activity here or there.
Yeah. And like what you say, very often a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. So definitely
Right.
take advantage of your pockets of time. But if you want to get faster results, you gotta go a little harder. That's the disclaimer. Okay. So
Right. And we did
great
really think
question.
about this when we put in 10-minute workouts into the app. So we intentionally put 10-minute workouts in to make it so they're
Right.
super low barrier so that you would be able to go and take, like, we have a fit and nimble class, we have a stretching class, we have some strength classes that are 10 minutes so that you would just be able to jump in there, do a quick 10-minute thing, and it's not such a huge commitment. So just,
Absolutely. So if you're watching us and you're not with us yet on the next fitness thing and you're trying to maybe experiment with some fitness snacks, come take a class with us. Join us. All right. thenextfitnessthing.com is where you can go to find out about that. And great question. So thank you very much. Again, send your questions into TNFT at thenextfitnessthing.com. They don't even have to be fitness related, remember, but if they are, that's fine too. It's all good. Time for now the move of the week. We opened up the chest a little bit earlier, which may or may not come into play on this next move. Our move of the week is for your triceps, and this is going to be a tricep kickback. And I love this is like my favorite way to exercise my triceps, basically. So the lovely Veronica, once again, handling our demo video here. Look first at her beautiful form. Her neck is in line with her ears and shoulders and hips. The spine is long and flat. And the key to, I find the best key to success on this one is keeping, I say, high and tight with your elbows. So you want to keep your elbows as close to the sides of your body as possible. That way you're going to stabilize your upper arm. Because the number one thing that I see when people do tricep kickbacks like this is the elbows kind of flop around and you're totally missing your triceps that way, missing the point of the exercise. So elbows high and tight up against you. And then, Alexis, you want to take over this commentary on this one? I feel like I'm talking a lot on this show, but
it's great. It's great.
all
I
right,
mean,
all
I
good.
think that it's good to show how Veronica in this move is really accentuating the extended position. That's
Uh-huh.
really where the most work is going to be, is in that fully extended position. And so she really makes sure she gets a little extra squeeze in that extended position and then moves
I'm under
slow.
tension.
Right. And she moves slowly in and out of that extended position for a couple of reasons. One, to avoid hyperextending your elbow, so you're keeping it safe. But two, because that is the most advantageous part of the range of motion. So the more time you can spend in that end range to really get that slow motion squeeze going, you're going to get the most out of this exercise.
I'm
P.S.
doing it
This
with
will help you
Veronica.
with your push-ups and stuff like that too.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. If you're trying to nail down a push up and you need a little stronger way to do it, get your triceps nice and strong and they will have more support getting into your push ups. So, yay. All right. Well, I love this. You also, if this is not for you, maybe the hinge forward is tough on your back. You can come up slightly higher in this one. Or if it's just not right for you to hinge forward at all, you could do theoretically a tricep extension overhead, holding maybe a medium to heavy weight between both hands, elbows in close. Again, high and tight with your elbows on that one too, to help stabilize and get the most out of that tricep area. All right. That is the move of the week. Hope you were doing it with us. Hope you got both sides. Or if you were doing Veronica, you got both sides. But you could do it unilaterally. So compare, contrast, one side, other side. See if one side's a little bit more challenged than the other one. Totally. Yeah, because we all have imbalances from one side to another. Anywho, let's move on. We are now heading into announcement mode. Dun, dun, dun. Things to let you know about that are coming soon or are already in effect here at the Next Fitness Thing. So, number one, this Sunday is the second meeting of the TNFT Walking Book Club. So Trainer Casey is going to be leading this one Sunday, July 21st, 1 p.m. Pacific time will be the book club walk. It's a 40-minute walk now by popular demand. It was expanded from 25 minutes to 40 minutes. The book selection this month is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Still maybe a little, you got like 48 hours ish to read that book from now if you're with us live, and you could do that with some time put away. Discussion of the book topic and the book plot. Spoilers will be there, so if you have not read the book yet and you show up, please do not be surprised if it gets spoiled for you, but keep that in mind. You can also take it on the replay, by the way, if you haven't completed the book before the book club walk happens live. Just put it off a little bit and then take the replay, but join it live because it's way more fun when you can join that live chat with Casey. And then right after that, Casey's monthly yin yoga celebration. So this is also a 40-minute class. Lovely, gentle, relaxing yoga, as Casey says, to fend off the Sunday scaries. So take your props with you, anything that helps you get into comfortable position, blanket, pillow, anything like that, and anything that you can do to just let the outside world go and just hold these poses for long periods of time and really truly sink into them and bask in the yin. That's why it's yin yoga. So thank you, Casey, doubling up with us this weekend. Next on the announcement schedule. Oh, that's right. Natalie has sent us a video once again. We're announcing the Freebie Friday winner from our Walk With Us classes. So Alexis, do you want to explain first before we do the winner, announce who the winner is, that how one plays to win the prize of Freebie Friday?
Yeah. All right. So, first of all, Natalie, thank you for doing this with us.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we are so grateful of everything that you are doing with the YouTube channel right now. And this is so exciting. So, we're having this Freebie Friday. It basically, here's how you play. You can comment on any video on our YouTube channel that we put out within the past week. So, starting now, you can comment on this video Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to be eligible to win the next Friday, basically. We will draw the name on the show, and then Natalie will reach out to you to be able to send you your prize, and it's basically a surprise piece of swag or something like that.
Yeah.
P.S. Team leaders and everybody's eligible to play. So comment on the videos and it'll be fun.
Yeah, so if you see my name on here, that's because I commented on a video.
Right, exactly.
Right?
We're all everybody's eligible.
Everyone. All right, is it time? Let's do it. Fire up that video. I feel like just play Price is Right music or something right now. Do we have it? Are we okay? Here we go. Woo! And there's audio, right? There is.
All right. Last week, Daniela won our freebie. Let's see who wins this week.
Can you hear it?
Here we go.
Oh.
Erin, congratulations! I will follow up with an email to you or a message on Facebook.
Aw, thank you. Congratulations, Erin. Nice
Congratulations,
work.
Erin.
Woo! I love it when the winner's in the show live with us. That's
right.
Awesome.
She's like in here right now. What has Erin said? She says, "Yay, fun!"
Excellent. So the Walk With Us classes that Natalie leads, that counts. This show counts. Just comment on any of the videos from a Friday to Thursday week, and then you'll be eligible for that following Friday freebie drawing. There we go. Cool. Okay, and then I think that's the one more reminder about the Walk With Us classes themselves. They are now Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 a.m. Eastern on this YouTube channel. And Fernando is now doing his new schedule, holding it down Lisbon style for us. So he's on Tuesday, Thursday, 6 a.m. Eastern time. So the early bird crew, you got 5 days a week that you can get your workout on with us. And we're so grateful that you are, demanding that, because go you, getting it done at first thing in the morning and off and out your day. So that is it for that. And then really quickly, the one thing we have remaining on the agenda is to talk about food, one of my favorite subjects. And there are a whole bunch of food-related observations in July. But the one that I gravitate to the most is our food of the week this week, and it is National Ice Cream Month. So yay for ice cream. We're going to talk. Yeah. Do you go for the full high octane stuff, as I say, or do you go for a healthier alternative? I mean, either one can be right, depending on how you go about it. I will eat alternatives from time to time, a little healthier, like yogurt or cottage cheese. What I will do sometimes is blend cottage cheese or even ricotta, yum, with a little bit of lemon juice and or maybe a little bit of vanilla, and then put berries on top of that and nuts on top of that. And ooh, that's yummy. That said, from time to time, I will not eat as much ice cream as in the bowl as on this screen right now, but I will
That's
have a
kind of a
small
lot of ice
portion of
cream on the screen.
that is a lot of dang ice cream, but I will have a small portion of the good stuff with as short an ingredient list as possible. So like cream, there's going to be sugar in there, but flavorings just as short and sweet to the point. You don't want a chemistry lesson on your ice cream. There's like, no, don't go there.
Right, exactly. I think that's
Yeah.
a really good point. I mean, I think like there's this whole thing of basically, you know, I know that some people just can't tolerate dairy, and that
Hmm.
is totally legit and a thing.
Yeah.
And you might think eating ice cream is really, bad for you or something like that. But it's like, if you look at the one with the shortest ingredient list versus this healthier version that's just like so many ingredients, which one do you really think is going to be a better choice right there?
Here's my story. I actually shared this story with Alexis previously, and my favorite flavor of ice cream right now is Ben and Jerry's strawberry cheesecake. I get nothing from Ben and Jerry's for saying this. That's my favorite right now. I tried, because I'm trying to be healthier. I brought home a pint of the non-dairy strawberry cheesecake, Ben and Jerry's. It had I realized after the fact, it had a long ingredient list. It took up practically the whole side of the container. I tried it and it was so disappointing compared to the regular stuff. Much rather get the full on stuff and enjoy and savor it and just do it once in a while than fall back on the substitute in that case, because that long ingredients. That said, if I can make my own healthy substitute, then I'm all in. Then I'm going for that one.
Right.
So
And I just want to
yeah.
encourage anybody who's here live or even watching this after the fact, if you have something that you liked as your favorite ice cream alternative, put it in the chat. We want to see what
Yeah.
that is. Like, I know for me, an acai bowl is just as good as ice cream for me. I would honestly, even if I had no idea which one was healthier or less healthy or whatever, I would be totally happy with the acai bowl, and
Hmm.
it's so delicious. And that would, I mean, and I also at home, sometimes I'll make an acai bowl. I mean, I'll get like the frozen packets and do my whole thing up. And sometimes I just basically take a bunch of frozen bananas and sometimes frozen avocado and put it I use a NutriBullet, and I just use a little raw honey in there and
Yeah.
maybe coconut milk from the can, and it's so good. Like,
I was just going to say nice cream is what they call that. So it's like basically just blended frozen bananas and maybe some other things to zhuzh up the flavor or the texture a little bit. But yeah, that's good. I've done that too. I've sometimes put little mini coconut flakes and mini chocolate chips in mine, but not too many.
there you
But
go.
as like, and maybe some nuts, and then you got yourself some quote unquote chunky monkey there. So
There
again, I
you
make nothing
go.
from Ben and Jerry's. So I'm just All right. So, yeah, let us know what your alternatives are, or if you prefer to just go a little bit of the real thing, and that's okay too. All right. And it is okay if we wrap the show because we've come to the end of this one. So, thank you. Episode number 27, by the way. So, we're coming up on 30 here pretty soon.
Woohoo!
Thank you again, Alexis, as always, for just being awesome. And thank you to everybody who's watching us live and joining in the chat. And thank you, everybody, checking out the recorded version of this as well. Remember, please subscribe if you've not already done so here at our YouTube channel. And we're going to have some really cool things, by the way, coming to this YouTube channel that we have not announced yet. We're very excited about some things that are coming your way. So hit the notification bell. That way, anytime we put up something new, you will be among the first to know. All right. And again, of course, join our website, thenextfitnessthing.com, the Facebook group as well. And that, I think, is a wrap. Shall we high five it and send you on out of here for your weekend, life crew? And whatever day it is for our recording crew. All right. Class dismissed. Let's head on out of here with a little dance party. Yeah. Tell your friends to check us out too. Share our videos. Spread the love. I just told a training client today, hey, I'm hosting a YouTube show, co-hosting a YouTube show. Check it out. Tell everybody. Learn a little something, something. All right. All right. See you next